Let's break down those numbers now with Nick Kunze from Sanlam Private Wealth. Nick, many thanks for your time this afternoon. I mean, the JSE didn't move all that much towards the end of the trading day, but a big driver on the day, a flare-up in the US-China tensions, a sign that further regulatory crackdowns from Beijing could be coming about.
Yeah, good evening. It's another sort of choppy day on the JSE, as you said. We are slap bang, and as you said in the intro, in the middle of US earnings season. So we are taking direction what happens globally. The likes of Alphabet last night, we've had so far. We've got Amazon coming up as well as Apple, of course, this week. So a couple of biggies. And then also, a little bit of nerves just to throw in the pot there. The American government announcing that they were going to introduce some regulatory authorities are going to be looking at things happening in Beijing, and they're not going to renew a license for one of their telcos in the US. So that drip of sort of China-US tensions continuing. But at the end result is we managed to sort of squeeze a little bit of a profit out of it today.
Right. I want to bring it back to some company news out today. But before I do that, Nick, I need to ask you about the local unit trading at around 15 Rand 03 against the US dollar. What is the biggest drag on the local unit?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We're chatting about in the office today as well. I mean, it started to sell up yesterday afternoon, had quite a terrible session, down over a percent yesterday, down another 1.5%. And as you pointed out, back above 15 to the US dollar. Main drivers of it at the moment, I think concerns, obviously, stage 4 load shedding does not help. If you're an overseas investor watching SA Inc. shut down for a number of hours a day, that obviously had a knock-on effect. Also, the delay by a week of the medium-term budget, although we do know now, of course, that is to coincide. We don't want to overlap with the local municipal elections. But I think all of those is a little bit of a negative, and of course, just a general risk-off tone with a little bit of a stronger dollar across it, and of course, end result, Rand having a torrid 2 days, as you said, now firmly back above 15 to the dollar.
Right, let's talk about company news now. Wimpy owner Famous Brands saying that its recovery was affected by the violent unrest that we saw, as well as the pandemic and how it stayed with the South African economy and put pressure on the economy for as long as it has.
Yeah, look, I think just at a glance, it actually wasn't too bad a set of results considering what they have to contend with. Look, they're still down, I think revenue down 20% sort of from its time pre-COVID. So they've still got a long way to go, but they have bounced back okay. And given obviously, look, like as they're getting back on their feet, the looting and the unrest in July knocked them again. So they've had a bit of a tough time. Writing down also, of course, that disastrous acquisition in the UK of the gourmet burger, that written down now by 1.3 billion, practically to zero. So they still got the unfortunate legacy of that. And I guess maybe that's one of the reasons why they're unable to pay a dividend to shareholders. They are preserving some capital. But a little bit of green shoots, I think. They are slowly starting to get things right as we open up.
Right, and then shares of RB Platts jump by more than a fifth in early afternoon trade today. And this is after Impala Platinum said that it was in talks over a potential buyout.
Yeah, interesting. M&A activity back on the JSE. We saw Mr. Froneman announcing buying some copper mines yesterday, and now we got Impala Platinum and Royal Bafokeng King back in play. So it is quite exciting. M&A back, and unfortunately, be careful. This is not the top of the market for the platinum miners when they start this sort of business. But quite a small deal on the scheme of things. I mean, 27 billion market cap for the likes of Royal Bafokeng King. Impala Platinum over 120, so a bit of a giant in comparison, and it's not a huge one in the scheme of things. But synergies, I saw lots of notes coming across, broker notes coming into the inbox today. Everyone seems to like the deal. They are right next door to each other and mine exactly the same reef. Of course, Impala Platinum, as I said, obviously the giant of the two, and I think it's actually quite a good deal, but we wait for more clarity. But overall, I think well received by the marketplace.
All right, and I saw you cracking a little smile there, so you must be very excited about this mergers and acquisition picking up again as we move past the pandemic. Nick Kunze from Sanlam Private Wealth joining us for a wrap of the Markets Day.